I asked Secretary of State Tony Blinken here in Romania for the NATO meetings about Paul Whelan, whose family has not heard from the unlawfully detained America for several weeks, and Brittany Griner. Paul Whelan's family is so worried about his health, his condition. They haven't heard from him. He missed his Thanksgiving call. The embassy has had no contact. What can you tell us about what's happened to Paul Whelan?
First, one of my #1 concerns anywhere in the world is for Americans who are being arbitrarily detained. And that goes for Paul Whelan, Brittany Griner, and others in Russia. It goes for Americans in a number of other countries who are being imprisoned for political reasons, used as pawns. We've been very focused with Russia on trying to get Paul Whelan home, trying to get Brittany Griner home, get others home. Part of that goes to making sure that we actually have the ability to have access to them, to have contact with them, which is a requirement under basic international law, basic diplomatic convention.
Do we know how he is now?
So the last time that our own team has had an opportunity to see Paul was, I believe, November 16th, when we actually had a visit with him. We spoke on the phone with him, I think, roughly around the same time. We've not had contact since then. We've asked for it. We're pursuing it every single day.
We don't know where or how he is. Could he be hospitalized?
Look, I can't speak to his condition now, his situation now. We are working every day to make sure that we have contact with him, that we understand what the exact situation is, even as we're working to bring him home, to bring Brittany Griner home. But this is, again, what we see Russia doing in terms of abusing the very basic understandings that countries have had when it comes to having access to our citizens who are being detained.
And I want to ask you, given your family background, your stepfather's survival from the Holocaust, and what you know about world history, are you concerned? We've now had these Oath Keepers convicted, some for seditious conspiracy, but there's a rise in white nationalism and anti-Semitism all over the country. Is anti-Semitism becoming normalized, even with the former president hosting an anti-Semite? And do you have concerns about what this says to the world about America?
My focus in my job is on anti-Semitism around the world.
But what about it here at home?
Well, one of the things that I stay out of is our own politics. It's not my job. That's not my brief. My brief is to make sure that our values and interests are advanced around the world. And one of my real concerns is the rise of anti-Semitism around the world. And it's often a canary in the coal mine. Whenever we see anti-Semitism rise, usually...
How can we preach to the rest of the world when we see it so rampant in our political life at home? It's not politics, it's American values.
In a variety of ways, we, of course, have to deal with our own challenges. But one of the hallmarks of the United States, one of the things that continues to set us apart, is that we do deal with them openly, transparently. We confront them. We don't sweep them under the rug. We actually talk about them. And we don't pretend that they don't exist. Even when we have problems that are painful, that are difficult to deal with, that create conflict in our own society, we engage them. And one of the things I'm able to say when I go around the world, whether it's on anti-Semitism or any other issue, is, yes, even if we have problems at home, we're actually dealing with them. We're confronting them. We're not pretending they don't exist. We'd urge you to do the same thing.
Mr. Secretary, thank you very much.